You know what? It's an extremely intense experience, like posting this controversial tweet. And
2024 is really just not pulling any punches when it comes to highlighting the worst that humanity has to offer. Before we get into it, though, thank you to all of my channel members and subscribers. If you are new here, please consider hitting that subscribe button. I know there are a lot of people out there that are watching these videos that are not subscribed. Won't cost you a thing, hit the button. I would sure appreciate it. But to all of you, as always, every day, thank you. So I was wading through the cesspool that Twitter has become the other day, and I stumbled across this tweet that truly shocked me, that someone decided to say with their whole chest they thought this was a good idea. So this year's Olympics has been fairly controversial for multiple reasons. I am not going to get into most of them, but one of them is the volleyball player from Sweden, who is a convicted rapist. When he was 19, he raped a 12-year-old little girl, and Sweden defended the fact that he was allowed to compete in the Olympics. Somehow, across my feed, came this tweet from a fellow YouTuber called Fintronaut, who decided that it was a good idea to start defending the position on whether or not the 12-year-old consented or not. Let's get into it. So in response to a comment about the Swedish volleyball player, this is what he had to say. And by here, do we mean non-consensual sex where the 12-year-old screamed, "No, no, no," or do we mean consensual sex where the 12-year-old screamed, "Yes, yes, yes"? I don't know how much more vile and disgusting you can possibly get. So many people called him out on this and pointed out the fact that at 12 years old, it doesn't matter if she said no or yes, because you cannot consent to sex with an adult at 12 years old.
views, and people are fucking furious. They are giving me death threats and stuff like that. Like, my goodness, like, that is stressful. But you know what? I am strong. I am extremely strong. I will not cock. I will not cock. I will overcome the stress like a god, like a god, and say, you know what? You anti-intellectual, unthinking normie scum.
Yes, this brain-dead moron considers himself an intellectual, and that the purpose of his tweet was to discover whether or not this little girl had willing sex with a grown man. When people told him that this little girl could not consent, he obsessed about the fact that, so to be clear, you don't have a source for her saying no to him. I'm not attached to the word consent. The question I'm asking is if this athlete had willing or unwilling sex with a 12-year-old and kept asking for a source for her saying no to him. So not only is this incredibly predatory behavior, if this had been a troll and it was just that initial tweet, you know what? Disgusting, but probably would have left it alone. But this kept going. He was so focused on trying to get someone to say that this little girl had willing sex with this man. And obviously, this is not intellectual behavior because the very simple fact is 12 years old is not legally able to consent. And you can't approach it from a moral standpoint either, because 12 years old is not able to consent. So his entire argument really seemed like it was based on a fetish that was going on in his head.
Start actually thinking about what is true, what is false. Start thinking in those terms. And then what I'm saying, it might actually end up sounding a little more reasonable. And yeah, like, stop hysterically, right? I mean, I know I'm speaking on deaf ears. Nobody's going to listen, right? But stop hysterically, knee-jerk reacting to something that somebody says, which is controversial, because perhaps beyond that controversiality, there might be rationality beyond it. right? But you will never know because like you're not open-minded enough, Normie. You're not open-minded enough to actually like explore the view that one holds, right? The view that I hold, such that you could actually like perhaps you would actually find an error in my view, right? An intellectual error where I believe something is true, which is false, right?
Yeah, he believes that a grown man can have sex with a little girl if she says yes to him. There is no defense for that statement. Not only is this not an intellectual take, it is ethically, morally, and legally wrong. The fact he is so defensive over this is really kind of an indicator of what his true intention was. This is not a, you know what, I was wrong, I'm sorry, I probably should not have said that kind of video. He is defending what he says.
No. And another case might be like some case of rape or whatever, where like, okay, like it's specified that the rapist actually like, it will increase utility if the rape occurs, right? Because the rapist just enjoys rape very highly and the victim like does not care about being raped like that much, right? And in this situation, I'm also like, okay, like that's a great rape. Like, I mean, let the rape occur. Like, I mean, like, let's be serious. Like, I mean, look, like, imagine the person who would be, like, absolutely kind of, like, deontologically, like, opposed to rape or whatever, right? Like, imagine, like, just there's this rape victim, right? Who, like, just cares about being raped so little. So very, very little, right? That it's almost like they have, like, a fucking itch or whatever, right? If they get raped or whatever. And then there's this rapist, like, who just, like, enjoys the rape, like, very, very much. Like, it's, like, extremely pleasurable to them, right? I think it would be fucking insane to say in this situation that, okay, like, stop the rape, right? Like, that's actually kind of, like, funny and childish to me. Like, look, there's this 4-letter word or whatever, like R-A-P-E, and that's just, like, it's bad, ooh, gross. Like, I mean, come on. Like, I mean, I just think that, like, there's, like, two kinds of, like, rapes, like, two categories of rape, right? One category is utility decreasing rape, and that's, of course, like, horrible, right? If the rape actually, like, decreases utility, like, obviously that's horrible. But then there's the other category, which is like the utility increasing rape, and I just think that those like should be allowed to occur, right? Like, just think about like how the world like gets progressively like better as time goes on, right? By allowing those rapes, right? Like the utility of the world, it just keeps increasing, right? Like, imagine a world where like it's just a common opportunity to do the utility increasing rapes, right? Within time, like, you just do utility increasing rape by time after time, right? And the world is gonna become a beautiful, like, happy place, right? As a result, right? So, yeah, I mean, I think, like, it's kind of, like, childish to just, like, be like, ooh, rape, gross, right? And, yeah, just like, be opposed to, like, rape on those grounds. Whereas, like, if you actually, like, think it through, like, I think, like, there's obviously going to be this, for any reasonable person anyway, going to be these, like, instances of rape where it just seems, like, benevolent, right? To allow the rape to occur. Yeah, but anyway, like, I just wanted to go to this, like, rape tangent or whatever, because I think it's, like, super interesting or whatever, right?
That was actually an excerpt from a video from last month. So he's held these views for quite a while, but the fact he's now involving children is beyond disturbing. Everyone is entitled to an opinion, but not every opinion is good. This is not a good opinion. Saying that rape should be allowed for utility purposes is absolutely insane. I hope he continues to get called out. He deserves it. He deserves to be called out. He deserves the backlash that he gets. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what else you want to see. I will catch you on the next one. I think I need to go jump in the shower.